Hello friends, I'm Swapna Shetty. In this video, we are going to see what is this keyword and how to pass primitive data types, objects and arrays to methods. So this keyword is nothing but it refers to the object of the class where it is used. In other words, this refers to the object of the present class or the current class. Generally, we write instance variables, constructors and methods in a class. So all these members are referenced by this. When an object is created to a class, a default reference, which is nothing but this, is also created internally to the object. So this also refer to all the things of the present object like instance variables, constructors and methods. Example is, you can look at this method void modify int x, where this x is nothing but it's a local variable and this dot x equals to x. So this dot x refers to the instance variable and x is a normal local variable. When I say int x, the lifetime of x would be only within this method. It won't exist once the control goes out of the method. To understand this, let us take an example of it. So let me create a project, new Java project, method samples 1, and say next and then say finish. So method sample 1 got created. In this, right click and create a class called sample, or I wanted to know something about local first, local variables. So let me create local as the class name and within the package com.educators, which has got a main method. So before writing a code in main method, I would write something like a class called sample, where it is consisting of a private variable int x and a method called modify. So when I say int a here, let's suppose int a, and I want to initialize this instance variable with a local variable a. So I've written x equals to a. Then we have got another method called access, which is just printing the values of x and a. So when I say system.out.println, I want to print the x value, and system.out.println, I want to print the a value. So you can see a compile time error here saying a cannot be resolved to a variable. That means the lifetime of a variable a is only within the method called modify. We cannot access a outside the method, that is in the method access. So this is the reason we call these variables as local variables. So we can understand that there is an error while accessing the variable a. That means local variable cannot be accessed outside the method where it is declared. But instance variable x is accessible by the access method. So sometimes a local variable has the same name as that of an instance variable. So this leads to few problems. So let's see what is that. If I say instead of a, I say x, and here x equals to x. I want to initialize instance variables with the local variable. So here both the x refer only local variable. That is the local variable x and instance variable is also x. So inside the modify method, if we write x, it denotes by default the local variable only. Now the question is how to refer the instance variable. So for this purpose, we need to use this keyword. So for referring to instance variable, I need to use this keyword. So there is no a here, so comment it out or simply remove. So this is how we can refer the instance variables. So in this code, we observed that this dot x refers to the present class instance variable and just x refers to the local variable. So to understand this, let me take a sample. Like I would create a sample constructor in which I would access a parameterized constructor using this, giving an example of 55, and also I would access a method called this dot access. That is, I'm calling the present class method. So I have to create a parameterized constructor for that. So I have created a parameterized constructor. So in this, I have to initialize now this dot x refers to the, instead of I simply say, I use the same local variable. So here I say x. And I have access method. Now I don't require, because I'm doing it in the same constructor. I have access method now. So what is the point here is, here I would simply create an object to this sample class. Sample s equals to new sample. So when this statement is encountered, as soon as an object is created, we know a constructor will be called. So in the constructor, I am accessing this of 55. That means this will happen. Two things will happen in this constructor. That is, first sample class object is created and then its default constructor is also created. So here again, here we are doing two things. That is, in the first statement, the present class, that is sample constructor, is called and 55 is passed to it. This value is used by the parameterized constructor to initialize the present class instance variable. So here this dot x refers to the present class instance variable. Similarly, to call the present class access method, I am using this dot access, which is just displaying the value of x. So just run and see. So x equals to 25. So as soon as the object is created, the control went to the default constructor. From here it is going to the parameterized constructor. In the parameterized constructor, x, local variable x, is getting 55, and this dot x instance variable is getting the value of local variable, that is 55. And then the control comes back to this statement, and next statement is this dot access. So access method is encountered and it just printed the value of x. So this is the usage of this. This refers to the current class members of a current class members. Next is how to pass primitive data types to the methods. So primitive data types, when I say primitive data types, it refers to single entities or single values. For example, character, byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, all these are primitive data types because they store only single values. So they are passed to methods by value. This means when we pass primitive data types to methods, a copy of those will be passed to the methods. So any changes made to them inside the method will not affect them outside the methods. So let me take an example of it. So in the same project, I would create a class called pass primitive. Within the package com.educators, which is having main method. So I need a class called check, which is containing a method which interchanges two values. That is, let me write a class check. And in this I would write void swap in which I have two values, namely say num1 comma int num2. So in this I would take a temporary variable for interchanging two values. So initially I would store num1 into temporary variable and then num2 into num1. Then num2 gets the value of temp. This is how we interchange or swap two numbers. Now from the main method, first thing I need to do is I need two numbers. So I would say int num1 equals to 10 and int num2 equals to 20. After initializing two variables, create an object to the class check to use the method swap. Check object name is obj equals to new check, and then with this obj, before calling the swap method, I wanted to know what are the num values, that is num1 with some tab, I use some tab, then print num2 and then call the swap method obj.swap of num1 and num2. Sorry, num1 num2. After swapping, let's check whether the values got interchanged or not. So print the same values num1 and num2. So when we run this, so we have written a class called check which is having swap method which is interchanging two numbers, and then here I have used two numbers, created an object to the class check, printed the numbers first and then called the swap method and printed the numbers again. So let's check what is the output. So you can see the numbers are not interchanged. That means from the main method we passed 10 and 20 to the swap method. Inside the method they are interchanged. That is temp is getting initially 10 and num1 is getting 20 and num2 is getting 10 back. So values got interchanged inside the method. But when we come out of the swap method, again we find the previous values as they are not interchanged. So what is the point here is when we send primitive data types like int, float, char, etc. to a method, a copy of their values will be sent to the method. So any modifications to them inside the method will not affect their original copy. This is called pass by value or call by value. Next is passing objects to the method. So we can also pass class objects to the methods or return objects from the methods and so on. So when we pass objects to a method, actually a copy of the references are passed to the method where they will be interchanged. But outside the method, the original objects will remain same. That is, we don't find their original values within the method. So let's illustrate this point with an example again. So we need an Eclipse for that. So here I would create another class, say pass objects. With a main method within the same package. So before in the main, I need an objects. For that I need a class. So let me create a class called employee, within which I have a value ID and a constructor which initializes this ID value. So local variable ID this dot ID equals to ID. So a class is ready to which we can create objects. Next I need another class which contains swap method, that is to swap two objects. So for that I would use another class, say check, which actually swaps within a method. That is void swap. And I need to interchange two objects, so of class type employee. So pass two objects of employee type, obj1 and employee obj2. Within the swap, I again take a temporary reference, employee, then interchange, that is temp equals to obj1, which is similar to the interchanging the numbers. obj1 will get now obj2. Now obj2 will get the values in temp. So we interchange two values. So check is already defined, so let me say I would define it as check1. So pass objects. Now here I require two employee objects. So for that I say employee E1, or simply I say obj1 equals to new employee. Similarly, employee obj2. For that I need another statement. So but I'm getting an error like I have to pass the ID. So I would pass 10 directly here. Now create another object which is obj2, and with a value 20. We have got two objects now. Create an object to the check1 class first. Check obj check1 obj equals to new check1. Now before calling the swap method, let me print the values of ID in both the objects. So for that I require system.println obj1.id with some tab space and the value in obj2, that is obj2.id. Now call the method swap with the check1 object, that is obj.swap of obj1 and obj2. Then again print the values of ID in both the objects to check whether they are interchanged or not. Now let's run the program. So values are not interchanged. That means even objects are passed by value or passed by call by value in Java, but they are not passed by reference in Java. So always remember, like primitive data types, objects, even object references, everything is passed to methods using pass by value or call by value concept. That means their bit by bit copy is passed to the methods. So let's come back to the PPT. So bit by bit copy will be sent to the method, and any changes will not affect the original copy. Then pass by reference is not valid in Java. Next is passing arrays to methods. So before knowing how to pass arrays to methods, let's see now, if at all I wanted to interchange obj1 and obj2, but the values never got interchanged. But if at all, if I want the values to get interchanged, I can do a small change here. Like instead of using one ID, I use two IDs, like int id1, int id2. And within the constructor, initialize both int id1, id2, and here this dot id1 equals to id1 and this dot id2 equals to id2. So use two values, and in the swap method use only one object, employee object. So here I don't need, because I want an object, temporary object here. I just need an integer value, a temporary variable where you can interchange, like I can say something like obj dot id1, and here obj dot id1, obj dot id2, and here obj dot id2 will get the value of temp. So values with id values within a same object got interchanged within the swap method. Now here when we create an object, I need two id values. So pass 2 here, and I don't require a second object, only one object. So now I have only one object, so print obj dot id1, that is I have system.out.println, I need to pass obj1. So for that I have to print obj1.id1 and obj1.id2. So for that let me say obj1.id1, and here obj1.id2, and then call swap method, pass the employee object, that is obj1, and of course print the values within the same object again after calling swap method. So given two values here, initialize two values, swap method interchanged values within a single object and appropriately call the methods. So you can see 2010, that is got interchanged. That is, we can say that we can interchange the values inside an object because the same object data is modified. That is, we can see that data has been interchanged. Next is passing arrays to methods. So here when we pass an array, we pass an array name to the method. So that array name acts as an object reference. So in Java, a pointer value to the memory address location, that is to the reference, is used. So that is the reason it makes arrays pass by value and not actually pass by reference. So changes made will affect the original array. Since we are passing, a pointer value is passed to the memory address location. So for that, let me create another class saying pass array with the main method and within the same package com.educators. So before that, okay, within the main method, I create one array, a single dimensional array, say int num equals to, which is having three values like 1, 2 and 3. Then I call a method called testing array, wherein I pass this array called num. Whenever I want to pass an array, I just need to pass the array name, and then print the values of num of 0 and so on. So that is, I simply say num of 0 equals to plus num of 0 plus num of 1 equals to plus num of 1 plus num of 2 equals to print the value of num of 2. So in the array, I need a method that called testing array. So create a method testing array. So in this method, I just interchange the value, change the values within the array. That is, instead of num, I would give another name to this array, that is value. So I simply say value of 0 will be equals to 4. Instead of 1, 2, 3, I'm just giving 4, 5, 6. So value of 1 would be 5 and value of 2 would be 6. So I'm just creating an array, passing this array to an array called testing array. So within the array, num array will be passed to value array. So values in the value array are changed, like 1, 2, 3 become 4, 5, 6. And after calling the method, I'm just printing the values within the array. So let me run. You can see the values got changed. Num of 0 is 4, num of 1 is 5, and num of 2 is 6. So when we pass an array, a pointer to the memory address location is passed. So whenever we make changes to array, it gets affected to the original array. So that's all with the session. Thank you.